All right, let's dive into some Google Play policies that you might not think about every day, but are absolutely critical. We're talking about the new rules for emojis and the very specific requirements for Android Instant apps. We're going to get you completely up to speed. So, you think your app is totally compliant, right? Well, it's a real challenge to keep up, isn't it? The policy world just keeps growing, and it's these little special program rules that can so easily trip up even the most diligent developers. So let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. So here's our game plan. We'll kick things off with the new emoji mandate. Then we'll jump into the essentials for Android Instant apps, covering everything from user experience to the technical stuff happening behind the scenes. And we'll wrap it all up with a quick checklist you can use right away. First up, let's talk emojis. Now, I know it sounds like a small thing, but Google's goal here is actually pretty big. It's all about creating a consistent and inclusive experience for everyone. No more of those frustrating empty boxes where a cool new emoji is supposed to be. And the secret sauce that makes this all work? It's Unicode. You can think of it as the universal translator for emojis. When your app supports the latest version, it guarantees that a thumbs up on your friend's phone actually looks like a thumbs up on your phone, no matter what kind of device you both have. Okay, so this is the part you really need to listen to. It all boils down to one simple question. How does your app handle emojis? If you're just using the standard ones built into Android, hey, great news. On Android 12 and up, the system does all the heavy lifting for you. You're golden. But if you're using your own custom emojis or some third-party library, well then, the ball is in your court.
And if that ball is in your court, it comes with a deadline. You have exactly 4 months. 4 months from the moment a new Unicode version is released to get it supported in your app. So you're definitely going to want to bake that into your development schedule.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about Android Instant apps. These are awesome, right? They're like the try before you buy of the app world, letting users get a taste of your app without a full install. But as you can imagine, that kind of power comes with a very specific rulebook. And this quote from Google really says it all. It's this delicate balancing act. On one hand, the experience has to be delightful and frictionless, so people actually want to use it. But on the other hand, it has to meet the highest standards of privacy and security. Otherwise, nobody will trust it. So let's get into the nitty-gritty with 2 huge rules right off the bat. First, if your Instant app has a login, you have to use SmartLog for passwords. It's not optional. Second, you have to support app links correctly. If a user clicks a link that could open in another Instant app, you have to send them there, not kick them out to a browser. It's all about keeping that experience smooth and seamless. Now, let's focus on the user experience because Google has some really specific rules about how you can ask users to install the full version of your app. And I mean very specific. You have to use the official Material Design Get App icon. The button needs to say Install. You can only prompt them maybe 2 or 3 times. And, this is a big one, you can't make it look like a banner ad. The prompt has to feel like a natural, helpful part of the app. And this right here, this is the golden rule of Instant apps. Your Instant app has to provide real value all by itself. It can't just be a glorified advertisement for your full app. It needs to be a useful, functional experience that leaves the user feeling like they got something out of it, even if they never install a thing. Okay, we've covered what the user sees. Now let's pop the hood and look at the technical and security rules. This is the stuff that makes the whole Instant app ecosystem feel safe and trustworthy. Think of your Instant app as a polite guest in someone's home. It can't just start redecorating, right? It can't change the wallpaper or leave stuff on the home screen. The rule is simple. When the user closes the app, it should be like it was never there. No trace left behind. That polite guest rule extends to privacy in a huge way. Instant apps are forbidding from accessing device identifiers that pass a simple 2-part test. 1, does it stick around after the app closes? And 2, can the user reset it themselves? If the answer is yes to the first and no to the second, it's completely off limits. So what kind of identifiers are we talking about? The big ones. Things like the build serial number, MAC addresses, and especially the IMEI or IMSI. Why? Because these are permanent, like a phone's social security number. Using them for tracking would completely shatter the trust that Instant apps are built on. So they are a hard no. This one is short, sweet, and absolutely non-negotiable. Every single bit of data your Instant app sends or receives over the network must be encrypted. Period. We're talking TLS, like HTTPS. It's not a suggestion, it is a hard requirement.
Okay, I know that was a lot to take in. So let's boil it all down into a really simple, actionable checklist that you and your team can use to make sure you're good to go.
Here are your 5 big takeaways. 1. For emojis. If they're custom, put that 4-month update window on your calendar. 2. For instant app logins, just use Smart Lock. 3. For install prompts, stick to the material design playbook, no funny business. 4. For identifiers, stay away from anything persistent and non-resettable like IMEI. And finally, number 5, encrypt all your network traffic, always.
And that really brings us to the final thought. When you look at these policies together, you see a clear pattern, right? Google is focusing more and more on these tiny details, these micro policies that have a huge impact on user privacy and experience. So it really begs the question, what's the next small detail that's about to become a major policy update? It's definitely something we should all be thinking about. Thanks so much for tuning in.